So we all know Piggy Troy, right? It inspired Piggy The Eyes of Truth. That game finished Book 1 and 2 in 7 months. After that game ended, the creator Kevin made Piggy The Massacre. Now, for a while, I never really paid attention to the game, but you see, I decided to watch some gameplay videos of the game, and I talked with the creator multiple times. I decided to give it a try. After playing a couple chapters of the game, I've made my conclusion. I'm going to give my review on every chapter I've tried. Say what I liked, say what I didn't like, and then rate it. But first, I'm gonna need a new look. Much better. Thank you to Vixo for drawing these new sprites. Anyways, let's start the review. The campsite is the first chapter in the game. Somehow it's also one of the most well-built chapters. It's a rare case where a Piggy Fango uses Roblox's terrain system. It works well. The cabins themselves are pretty good, but as for the gameplay, well, the chase scenes are pretty bad. They don't build any adrenaline. They don't feel intense or scary for that matter. The first and only time I entered the garage, the bot got stuck and I just escaped. And as for the models, Diego is a bit bland. Carl is also a bit basic. Now, as for Pedro, I didn't realize he was wearing Carl's face. That's a very cool detail. Overall, the chapter feels kinda boring and needs to be a bit more intense. 5 out of 10. Chapter 2 has some improvements, but some things I'd say are worse. The map design is a lot worse. The sizing is really off. I do feel though that the gameplay is a little bit better. It's an improvement, and the final chase scene was actually pretty intense. The models are a lot more basic in this one. They're well made, but not unique. They're mostly officers and prisoners with a smile and crack-filled eyes. In the final chase scene, a giant spider fella was supposed to chase you, but I think this was changed to David. For some reason, there's a sewer. If you fall in it, then you're basically soft-locked. As for the story, I don't really know the full thing, but I'll try my best to piece it together from what I know. In this chapter, we meet Doggy. That's basically it. The cutscenes themselves are very simple. Nothing has happened yet to warrant fancy cinematic cutscenes and stuff. But, well, the story definitely gets interesting. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. 5.9 out of 10. Now, let's skip a little to Chapter 9. Chapter 9 is a sewer. The map is under-detailed and definitely needs some work. It's pretty basic. It doesn't really feel like a sewer. The only visible pipes are up and most people won't notice them. Now, as for the gameplay, I'm gonna go a bit more in depth. The chapter starts off in a hallway. Once we open up the green door, that's when the fun starts. Madness Alphys and Madness Arla spawn and they patrol the map. This is good, but the map is pretty open, so most of the time they aren't a threat. Their AI is also a bit buggy. Regardless, it's still better than nothing. The models themselves are really good. You can tell the devs improved. Once you get the wrench and open the vent, a chase scene begins. Now the chase scene itself is nothing special. You just get chased and barely even see the bot. Another thing is that this chapter is third person. Ever since Chapter 8, the game has been third person. This was probably because of the inclusion of abilities. I think it was a bad idea. It made the game more immersive. After the chase scene, more puzzles. Alphys and Arla still patrol around the map. Now, here's probably the best part about the chapter. Once you open the yellow door, a boss fight begins. The boss is a big endo called the Basher. The model is really good. The devs are very good at endos. The boss fight is simple. There are hammers on the floor, and the Basher chases you during the whole fight. You have to click the hammer with the light to damage him. Every time you damage the boss, he gets slower, and his hitbox is big so you can't juke him easily. After the fight, you gotta do one more puzzle. The battery, which you need to escape, is at the bottom, and that's the end of the chapter. Huge improvement of the first two. 7.1 out of 10. Is Piggy the Massacre good? I would say, yeah, the game is definitely held back by the lackluster first chapters, but you can see the developers improving. I hope if any of the developers are watching don't take this video as a hate message. I don't hate this game or anyone who works on it. If you think Piggy the Massacre is bad, that's your opinion. If you think it's a work of art, that's your opinion. We should respect others' opinions and present our criticisms in a polite way. Again, this video was not intended for hating or offending. It's just my opinion. To the developers, I hope you can improve upon your skills. I know you put effort into this game, and I hope that effort isn't unnoticed. I hope you can use this video to improve future chapters. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, adios amigos.